Hello friends, this video is not basically about trend lines or about stock charts which we generally study. This is basically about US government bonds 10-year yield. So where do we find this data? You can see this data in this is a site called tradingview.com, where you can get the charts for the US government bonds 10-year yield. The only symbol you have to add here is US 10Y. If you add US 10Y, you get the chart just like how you get your Nifty or any particular stock chart. You get the entire chart here. The reason why I'm making a video on US government bonds 10-year yield is there's a lot of correlation between the government bonds 10-year yield rate and FI, foreign financial institutions inflows into the Indian market. As most of you know, the foreign financial institutions figure which is released by SEBI every day, it affects the sentiments of the market. I mean, the day you see there's a sell figure, the next day people cut down their long positions. People do not take new aggressive positions if there is a sell figure from the FIs, because each and every investor in India wants the FIs to keep buying. So then only, they take aggressive positions, aggressive and risky bets. You can call it risky bets too. So there's a strong correlation between the government 10-year yield and FI inflows. Now, if you look at this is the government 10-year yield, US government 10-year yield bond rate, yield rate. Now you can see that there was a peak somewhere in the month of April and May, that is of 2021. In the year of 2020, it was approximately 0.61. In April, May, it peaked to 1.70. Now I'll show you another one figure where you will come to know how much the FIs withdrew. See, if I'll put these links for both these pages in the description. You can see in the month of April and May, when the bond US government bond 10-year yield went up till 1.7, FIs withdrew minus 9,500 crores from the market in the month of April. May 21, they withdrew approximately 2,954 crores. In July also there was a withdrawal of 11,000 crores from the Indian markets. That was basically because there was a talk of tapering and interest rate hikes in the US. So a lot of outflows happened in the month of July. Now what is happening now again here is then after the month of May, it slowly started. The bond 10-year bond yield started going down. It went as much as approximately 1.1. Now in the last 4-5 weeks, what has happened is it is again started gaining strength. Now it has gone to 1.605 and it looks on its way to its previous high of 1.7. That is the reason you see there's a continuous withdrawal of funds by the foreign financial institutions from the Indian markets for the last approximately 2-3 weeks. Now I'm showing you another one site, that is the money control site, where you can see the figures for the last in the month of October. In the month of October, from 5th of October, they are relentlessly selling. In fact, today there was a very good there was a very good traded day today. The Indian stocks did very, very good. In fact, most of us were expecting to see a very positive FI figure here. But in spite of Nifty going up by almost 200 points, Bank Nifty by 500 points, what we see here is minus 1,303 figure from the FIs, which is actually a dampener and it affects the sentiment a lot. And generally, after seeing those figures, most of the people cut their long positions wherever they are sitting in a profit, and they do not add on to aggressive positions, and they shy away from risky bets. So this is the correlation between the 10-year yield and the FI inflows, as well as the breakout rate. To put it in short, as the bond rate increases, like in the month of April and May, and like now what is happening now, the FIs start selling in the Indian market. Now once the FIs start selling in the Indian market, the sentiments of the Indian traders are affected, and breakout trades, aggressive positions are not taken anymore. As far as why the outflows are happening is because most of the mutual funds and various hedge funds in the US are managed by the SEC, that is the Security Exchange Commission in the US. So most of the fund managers what they do is, when they collect funds to spread the risk, they invest 25%. Maybe I'm just saying 25%. It could be any amount. 25% of their money in government bonds, US government bonds, which is the most guaranteed bonds. The rest of the money is invested in sovereign government bonds, like the bonds which are issued by Government of India or Government of Brazil. Government of India issues bond approximately at the rate of 4%. Government of Brazil issues bonds in the rate of around 6.5%. This money is basically used by those countries to take care of their expenditure. Now another, as I said, so 25% of the money collected by a hedge fund could be invested in government bonds, Another 25% could be invested in sovereign government bonds, like bonds issued by countries like India or Brazil or any other country. Another 25% of the funds could be invested in higher yield corporate bonds, in money market funds, treasury bills, notes, bonds, corporate bonds. So this is a way of spreading out the risk. And the last 25% is the money which is invested in stocks. So in case of a situation like March 2020 or the Lehman Brothers collapse in 2008, what happens is the 75% of the funds is secure. Only the money which is invested in the stock market may come crashing down by 50%. So the net asset value of the fund still remains 87.5, because the rest 75% is guaranteed. So that saves the reputation of the money managers or the wealth fund managers. So that is how they spread the risk. So now, since the bond rates are bond yield is increasing in the US, a lot of funds are investing their money in the government 10-year bonds, and there is the incremental inflows into the Indian markets are not happening. So in turn, today's figure is minus 1,300 crores may dampen the markets tomorrow a little. There could be selling and people who are already sitting on profit. It's always advisable to book profits and wait till take aggressive bets only once the selling from the FIIs stop. The only positive lining in all this is that Dow is trading above its support, that is of 34,500, and that is one good thing which will keep the sentiments of the Indian trader a little on the higher side, in spite of the relentless selling by the FIIs. Thank you so much. I'll come out with some new charts maybe after a day or two, once let the market stabilize, or like as a swing trader, what we generally do is we initiate positions at the start of the swing, and there's no point initiating a position in between the start of the swing. So when you so yeah, today there's a huge swing in the market. The markets went up quite brilliantly. So whatever positions had to be initiated has to be initiated today, and the next 2-3 days it may just cool down, and then maybe afterwards there will be a new trigger, and again a new swing can come up. So that is when again we take up new positions. This is all about US government bonds. You can keep tracking the US government bond yield on the site tradingview.com. You can just put US 10Y and you will get the chart of it, and the chart itself says the rates are going up. So you will not see much of FI inflows. So that's all for now. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for please share this video in case you feel this information is anyway important for you. Thank you.